Well, I'm walking home from the gas station and figured maybe I'd show you all a little more of my town. This is the library. The front of it anyway. It's a pretty good sized building for a town that really doesn't do much reading. Over there's the funeral home, one of them. That's Wapner's, they're the biggies. And that's just a house. Not sure how this is all showing up on the camera. The sun's going down finally. The weather's tolerable. Oh yeah, if I bring this down a little bit like that, then it's not so dark. And you can still see. Not that there's much to see, but right there's some bird shit. Somewhere up in there is the bird because I just heard it. And we come around here to the back. This is my shortcut to save some steps when I'm walking in that direction. There you can see one of the city buildings I showed you last night. Or not last night, last time. Just a little further away this time. And over there, behind the van, is the other city building I showed you. There's the library's dumpster that they keep locked, assholes. So we'll just walk over this way. There's some stairs over here. And while my feet are not being very well behaved today, I think I can navigate them without too much trouble. Going up is easier than going down for me. Alright. There's a step. And another step. And another step. And the last step. Over there are the Ashland transit vehicles all parked and ready to do a whole lot of nothing tomorrow because they don't run on Sundays. Now, I would normally keep going in that direction and cut across, but I need to cross the street this time, Main Street, because I saw somebody had set some things out by the curb and I want to see what they are, because I might want them. Yeah, that's how I roll. See something at the side of the road, looks useful or interesting or potentially valuable, you grab it. So I'm going to come up here to the creek and cross the bridge instead, because there's a crosswalk up there that I can use. During the night I don't care to jaywalk, but during the day when all of these so-called people are out and about, well, I'm just not willing to take the chance. I've been hit so many times. Well, I should say almost hit so many times. Because these idiots in this town don't watch where they're going and they don't know how to drive. Now, a little while back, not that long, there were some ducks hanging out in this section of the creek. This creek pretty much runs through almost the whole town, I believe. I don't know exactly where it starts or ends. But the ducks have vacated the area, it seems, because the water levels have gotten low. This creek can actually get quite high when we get a significant amount of rain very quickly. If you were to keep following it that way, you'd end up in my backyard. But we're not following the creek today. Not directly, anyway. That house up there with the boarded window is where the couple lived who had 50 dogs. And they have been convicted of animal cruelty. The house has been empty for a while now. Pretty much just about ever since the dogs were discovered. From what I understand, at least most of them have found loving forever homes. Over there you can see Corner Park that I showed you last time from the other direction. That's pretty much the entire park, so you can really get an idea of how small it is. And of course there is the corner of East and West Main. Well, it's just West Main. It becomes West Main up at the Essex house, but West Main, Claremont on this side, Cottage Street on this side. Don't ask me why, but this is pretty much the center of town, this intersection, and it's the one that generally sees the most traffic. Up here is my crosswalk. Looks good to the right, but there's a vehicle coming from the other direction, so I'm gonna wait a minute because I move slowly. Oh, they turned off, so I can go ahead and walk, which I'm going to do, and I better try to get my hustle on because they just got a green light up there. Oh, good, nobody was coming. Okay, so you'll get to see a little bit of my neighborhood. Not that it's really anything exciting to see, but there is a little light. So I didn't bother trying to show it to you last time because it was nighttime and we don't have a whole lot of street lights, so it would have just been a lot of darkness and nothing really of any worth. That white building there's a temp agency, and across the street there is the church that somebody bought a while back, early last year I think it was. Might have been late the year before even. They're the ones with what looks like an upside down uterus in the stained glass above the front door. And there's a little apartment built on the side of it. I don't know what the people who bought it intend to do with it. I'm a little jealous that I could not afford to purchase it myself. But such is the way of things. I can't really afford to purchase anything, so I do a lot of dreaming. So this place that had the stuff on the curb is not super far up. They had more stuff out the other day, but I forgot to come back and look at it. I wasn't able to check it out when I first saw it. I don't know, sometimes they put out interesting things and sometimes it's really just garbage. Couldn't tell. I thought I saw a stroller out there and then there was what looked like a laundry basket. I don't know what was in the laundry basket. I got excited when I first saw the stroller because not having my glasses yet and not being able to see very well that far away, I thought it was a bag of golf clubs, and there's money in golf clubs. But I believe it was a stroller because I'm pretty sure I made out some wheels. Which they get rid of a lot of baby stuff there on the curb, I've noticed. I'm not sure. I think maybe they kidnap the children and eat them. I mean, in these days, you can't be too picky about your meat sources. It wasn't too long ago that hamburger was $8 a pound, down at Save-A-Lot, no less. And let's see, that brick building there, the skinny one, that is where I found the weightlifting belt and the coffin case. And I found some drum heads there the other night, but it was too dark for me to tell until I got home that the drum heads were total crap and they just need to be taken out with the next batch of trash. They could have gone out with the last batch, but I forgot, because that's another thing I do. But yes, nice little neighborhood, quiet for the most part. There we go. Up here's the pile on the curb. I can't see it well enough to know if it looks promising yet. But I'm thinking maybe not. We will find out here shortly. And yeah, it looks like just a stroller. And some stroller pieces. If they've put it out, it's probably not in the kind of condition that I would be looking for, because I don't know the first thing about fixing those sorts of things. My brother could probably do it, but it also looked like a lot to drag home right now. So I think I'm just gonna skip it. You can probably hear the church bell in the background announcing the hour. I believe it's probably 8 p.m. Right now it's playing its little song, and then it will toll the hour. Right there's one of my favorite houses in the neighborhood. It's got some character to it. I wouldn't mind living there. Maybe. I don't know. I thought I wouldn't mind living where I live, but I hate it. I'll have to make a detour around the scooters. Yes, this is that kind of town where children can leave toys like that sitting out and reasonably expect that no one's going to take them. Hey. And people say hi to each other when they pass. This is just a wholesome place. So wholesome. Maybe a little more ass-wholesome than wholesome. But that's small town America right there. This, of course, is the 4th of July, and there will be fireworks. I believe they're starting in a couple of hours, but the locals have been setting off firecrackers all day and annoying me. And of course you're seeing all of the little flags that the city had somebody drive around and stick in the ground every few feet. Because we don't have anything better to spend money on in this town. Oh, I've disturbed the natives by walking by. Alright. Looks good to cross. So that's what I will do. Lots of motorcycles out these days in the summer weather. It's another reason to hate summer. Yeah. Okay then. This house was empty for quite a while. They had a piano on the porch that I wanted, but I don't have anywhere to put a piano, much less move one. But they seem to have really gone all out for this patriotism stuff. I don't get it. I'm guessing they're white. I've never seen them. Nice, peaceful, serene. Oh, I hear some sort of music. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I'm gonna try to jaywalk up here in a second. And no, we'll have to wait a minute. We'll see how it looks at the next good crossing spot, which will be right in front of the cemetery. For those of you who live in expensive states, you should know that we pay $600 a month to rent our upstairs apartment in this neighborhood. See what y'all are missing out on by living in civilization. I don't know if I can beat this fellow. I'll just wait and let him pass or see if he turns off. And of course, there's another one. If I were moving quicker than normal today, I would try it, but my feet, like I said, have not been very well behaved today. I stopped at the Black Lives Matter protest and stood there for about an hour. Oh, now someone's coming the other direction. But yesterday. And today, I have to pay taxes. So I'm not moving as quickly as normal. This is Ashland Cemetery. You can't really see much from this angle. Maybe someday I'll go up in there and show you all around. I've actually never been in there myself, oddly enough. But we're approaching my home now. Oh, there's a lightning bug. You probably can't see it. I can't see it anymore. We've only had a very few lightning bugs this year, but that's kind of been the pattern. A couple years ago, I think it was the summer after we moved in, there were actually quite a few lightning bugs in our neighborhood, which was unusual because the numbers have been decreasing around here for years. Oh good, the neighbors aren't parked here, so I don't have to duck the tree, I can just walk around it. But yep, back behind that brick building is the creek that we saw earlier. And now we're approaching my home. We live on the upstairs. We have a downstairs neighbor. But this is it. The Cemetery Gates Watchtower.